It's been 5 weeks, but we're back. Well, we're back as soon as Justin gets here. What's up, folks? Stu Myrick, sports guys talking wrestling on the horn. Appreciate if you are joining us after this absence. Because Justin is doing, he does play-by-play on a freelance basis and works for a couple of the smaller colleges in the Austin area. So he's had quite a bit to do since last time we were together, which was the WrestleMania preview show. So, be that as it may, I've had several guest co-hosts, and I appreciate all of them. I'd be, Eddie Cross, Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc., Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Who else? Dominic D'Angelo from WrestleZone. I think I had Eddie Cross the second time. So anyway, Justin just texted me, said he should be here in 10. So I think we will finally, after 5 weeks, we'll be back together again. Hope you're having a good start of your week on a Tuesday. Got NXT 2.0 on the TV screen. They just had what's his name, Duke whatever, and Indy Hartwell. Those of you who aren't aware, Dexter Lumis and Persia Parati were both released by WWE. I believe it was on Friday, and along with 8 other NXT talents. And so, of course, there was how are they going to address this? Because both of them obviously involved in storylines on TV. So how does, so they just had them on TV and they looked like they were about to kiss. Then all of a sudden they get disgusted and all that good stuff. So I guess, who knows, maybe they'll find each other. Right now we got Grayson Waller taking on Nathan Frazier. Nathan Frazier, the former Ben Carter, spent up until now was a star for NXT UK, now making his debut on the main NXT. So, we'll preview WrestleMania Backlash, which is coming up this Sunday. Sunday, right? Sunday. We'll preview that. We'll talk some New Japan. New Japan Pro Wrestling making a lot of headlines this weekend with Wrestling Dontaku happening, and so we'll talk a lot about it. We'll get into it. NXT started out with Cameron Grimes successfully defending the NXT North American Championship in a triple threat. It was him, Carmelo Hayes, and Solo Sakai. And Grayson Waller's running away. And he's going to take a seat. And, Nathan Frazier's going to go after him. And now they're fighting on the entryway. So anyway, but otherwise things have been good. They've been quiet. There's been a little bit of soccer. Austin FC, right now, second place in the Western Conference in MLS by a point behind LAFC. So, doing well. Defeated Houston in their house over the weekend. They will come back to Q2 Stadium to take on the LA Galaxy this Sunday, actually. So I'll be may have the iPad with me watching Backlash while covering Austin FC. So we've had the draft. No Longhorns taken in the draft. There were only like 2 or 3 that were even, I think, eligible for the draft or even declared for the draft. Both those guys, Cameron Dicker and Josh Thompson, both signed undrafted free agents to separate teams, as well as Cade Brewer and I think a couple others. So But congratulations to everyone that got drafted. We'll see. I guess the next big thing we will see is training camps. It's coming in July. So, but yeah, it's been good. AEW is rolling along. They're getting ready for Double or Nothing coming up end of the month in Las Vegas, Nevada. They did announce last Wednesday night. Main event will be Hangman Adam Page defending the AEW World Championship against CM Punk. And I don't know how they're going to go with that. Which, I mean, that's good. On the one hand, conventional wisdom would probably be put the title on CM Punk. On the other hand, have Hangman beat a name opponent to solidify his reign. We'll see. We shall see. We'll see what else they have on AEW Dark. Varsity Blondes were in a match. They got the victory over the Workhorsemen, Anthony Green and J.D. Drake. And then Tony Schiavone had all three of them, both Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, as well as Julia Hart. And they were basically called out the House of Black. So maybe after all these months, we finally get some movement on the whole Julia Hart House of Black thing. It would seem that way. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah. They got, what was it? Oh, there's a couple of Owen Hart Cup qualifying matches. Bobby Fish taking on Jeff Hardy. So, half of two of the best tag teams around. They also have Ray Phoenix, the returning Ray Phoenix, taking on Dante Martin. That should be a high-flying match. They may have to contact, I think they're going to be in Baltimore, so the Chesapeake Energy Arena, where Ring of Honor used to run all the time. In fact, they were doing their COVID shows there. So they'll be in Baltimore this tomorrow night. So they may want to alert air traffic control for that match. But should be a hell of a match. But yeah, we'll also go over the 10 NXT talents that were cut. And it's kind of funny. It's like half names that we've seen on TV, and 6 of them, 4 of them, we may have seen them once, or they were on NXT Level Up. But some interesting ones, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a couple of developments from Monday Night Raw. As I mentioned, we'll talk about the developments from this weekend's Wrestling Dontaku, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Several New Japan wrestlers that have been, primarily wrestling in the United States for the last couple of years, made their return to Japan and inserted themselves into certain incidences. So we will cover that. So yeah, we are 2 years, almost 2.5 years actually, into this global pandemic, and things are opened back up. Things are starting to return to pre-pandemic, and so we're starting to see things like that. Nathan Frazier is pretty impressive. I'd heard things about him. He was, he'd wrestled prior to joining WWE. He wrestled in AEW. Oh, looky there. After 5 weeks, yeah, I'm not starting over. Justin Smash Simmons finally back in the fold. Wearing a bad shirt. No, we don't do too sweet. We'll fist bump. It's 1997.
But it happened on Raw.
Yeah, they did the thing. Yes, we know.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Aren't you excited about the possibilities?
Yeah, you know, it's Bullet Club Day, so why not?
It's been this long since.
By the way, back of your chair, you got a gift.
Oh, wow.
It was actually on the we get
Thanks, man. This is awesome.
we get media grab bags,
really
media
sweet.
gift bags at WrestleMania.
Look at this thing, guys.
Yeah. So they had a shirt, a hat, and a hoodie, and the shirt and the hoodie don't fit me obviously. So
Whoa.
you got the hoodie and Eddie Cross got the T-shirt.
I appreciate it.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much.
No problem.
Awesome.
It's good to see you.
Good seeing you too. It's been a long time.
It's been 5 weeks. We were together for the preview for WrestleMania, and then you went off and tried to be the Craig Way of Central Texas.
I had no choice.
I know. That's okay.
Inflation's real.
Inflation is real. Believe me, I went to the store yesterday. It's pretty bad.
Right?
Woo.
I was like, at first you're like, okay, this might be like maybe just hopefully for just like a week or something. But like, no.
It's really.
Because I was doing the math and I was like, even to eat lunch, it's going to cost, like, before I used to try to keep it between somewhere, 6 to 9. And now it's like automatically 10 to 12.
Yeah.
If I'm being cheap.
Right. Yeah, I get you. Believe me. I felt it. The gas I used to drive back and forth between Arlington and here.
That's right.
And everything. But, yeah.
How was the commentary? Well, didn't you work?
Yes,
worked,
Inspire After Dark we had a card.
Because you did half and half, right? Like you chilled at.
I did, yeah. So the recap. So the Saturday of WrestleMania, I left Arlington Friday night after Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, which was hell of a show. The FTR Briscoes match that's probably match of the year.
Still.
And I was there, and it was great because I got to hang out. I don't know, you may have seen the picture. I got to hang out with Adam Wilborn and Michael Hamflett from What Culture.
Oh yeah.
So it was great to be with them.
Of course you run into those guys.
So
how funny.
Stayed for the card. Stayed for like the first part of the media scrum, which happened to be FTR. And basically it's because I was waiting on Kerry Silkin. I had borrowed his WrestleCon pass to go through WrestleCon Friday.
Oh wow!
So
that's awesome.
So I saw him, give back to him, gave a big hug, drove back to Austin because I had a Boy Scout commitment.
Yeah,
did that, got changed, drove back up to Arlington. Got there like
same day, y'all. Same day, just in case.
I got there a little over an hour from when they started WrestleMania Saturday, so I got to hang out in the press box a little bit. Saw some friends, saw some media friends, and watched the first match, which was the Usos match. And then as soon as that was over, I went over to what's the place? It's like a Knights of Columbus Hall in Arlington, where VIP Wrestling runs that all the time. And that's where they had the Texas Mania series of cards with all the different Texas promotions.
Which I still think is one of the cooler things that needs to happen on an annual basis.
Yeah, it was really neat. So
regardless of WrestleMania.
And so Inspire After Dark, we had a card there. So Eamon Payton and I did the commentary. It was fun. The main event, Davey Richards, former Ring of Honor World Champion, former multiple-time Tag Team Champion.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a match, taking on Great Scott. Saw a little bit of, Hybrid School was before us. Who was after us? After us was New Texas Pro. So got to see Josh Alexander, said hi to him, talked to him for a bit, got to see Chris Bay.
Oh, wow.
It was great to see him. So yeah, it was fun. And then of course Sunday, WrestleMania and all the stuff. So yeah, it was fun. It was good. So,
now considering that it was probably one of the better WrestleManias.
Yeah, it wasn't, I mean, it was good. It
Are
wasn't like great, but it was good. It
But
was
are you happy that you got to attend it in person in like retrospect?
Oh, I'm glad I got to be there in person. I don't know that it was nice to be there in person. I'm not sure it would have been if I watched it from home, I'm not sure I would have missed much.
Okay.
Because like I wasn't there when Cody came out. Obviously, that was a big pop, but I was already at Inspire.
Okay, so that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So you missed Cody,
and I didn't get to go to the media scrum for Cody, which darn it, but oh well.
I know, and that was we all. I guess that was like the best kept secret, but when the Shane
it was the worst kept secret, but in the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in what we've talked about over the last several weeks with the different guest co-hosts is that it feels like it's AEW's Cody Rhodes in a WWE ring because the presentation and everything still feels like Cody, what we saw in AEW. So it's I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the pops he's getting. I never got the boos that he would get in AEW, other than the fact that there are fans that think they're too cool for school and whatever. I thought it was silly. I don't get why they're booing Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti. I mean, they're playing into it, but that's because he's got a hot girlfriend.
I mean, that was the only thing that they could do was play into it because you know how the internet fans are going to be. They're going to be relentless on them
but
because
again,
of the way it transpired.
Why are they? But yeah, I just again I don't get it. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it sustained this long, and it's just like
what
but
the booing.
It's almost like X-Pac level heat.
I guess,
like
but
it's almost gone to the point.
There's nothing they've done to. It's not like they're purposely playing wrestling heel. It's just fans turned on him.
No, they weren't trying. Exactly, they weren't trying. It was just
and
like
I don't
Rock.
get why they've turned on him to begin with.
It was just like The Rock.
Yeah, no, he's not like.
You don't remember Die Rocky Die?
Oh, I remember it, but again, that was because it was too white meat babyface, and the crowd wanted more grit, so he decided, all right, fine, we'll give you dirty. But that's the thing, Sammy and Ty have not changed.
Yeah, you're just saying this is all because of off-camera stuff.
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that's exactly what this is.
I don't know. Anyway,
it's like a lover's triangle because remember that Sammy had proposed to Pam on television.
Yeah,
and
maybe that's it.
And that's what's going to happen with pro wrestling though when you bring in the personal life.
Yeah.
Fans are expecting this story to be perfect, and it doesn't play out that way, and they feel that Ty is the third wheel that turned into the one that broke them up, even though they both claim that, and even Pam even came out and said it wasn't because of her.
Everything's good.
But you know how it is. Fans wrote their own.
Of course, yeah, because never let the truth stand in the way of a good story.
But it is funny, though, in the sense that pro wrestling is really one of those rare instances and forms of entertainment where the fans have a real, how can I say this? The fans, their input really does affect the product.
Right. So,
and they decided to turn on him, and I'm just surprised that it's sustained this long, considering that he almost just killed himself this past week.
For their
entertainment.
There are times that look, and you and I have talked about this. There are times when fan reactions baffle me because it's and I get the fans get to choose who they want to cheer and boo. I get it. I just don't get why sometimes. I don't get the motivations. But hey, that's their choice. Hey, there's Braun Breaker. Let's see.
I'm glad to not see him in just regular black tights.
Yeah, he's kept to the whole, color splattered,
Early Steiner's motif.
kind of in the motif of the Steiner brothers. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's preview Backlash and some other things.
Is this their premium live event, essentially?
It's like,
or is he just having?
It's just a week Tuesday night deal that they're. I don't know. No, I don't know. Anyway, let's do this.
This is Baron Von Raschke, and you're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. That is all you'll need to know. Turn your dial.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, and for the first time in 5 weeks, Justin the Smash Simmons.
Oh, you gave me the Mean Gene entrance. I appreciate it. I
What's
was
up?
hoping for more pyro, though, but I'll take what I can
Yeah, we got to stick with our budget. Budget being 0. How you been, man?
get. Oh, man, busy, as all can be.
I
But
know.
now that all my athletic seasons have finally wandered down, I'm back to the pro wrestling beat.
So approximately how many schools do you do play-by-play for?
Like 2. But
Okay.
then I get a lot of freelance. I mean, I am a freelancer,
Right.
So it's just like I get a lot of gigs in between. So
Okay.
between
so
all
you're still
that,
you're still tied to Flow Sports, right?
yeah, I do work
Okay.
there occasionally,
Yeah.
and I still had like rugby last week.
Nice.
You know, for the Texas Rugby Union, like this
Okay.
is like their championships, and this is what they put
All right.
out.
Okay.
And then I have boxing coming up in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you still do boxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
All
gonna be
right.
working with some of Houston's finest, like Paul Walls, hopefully soon. So that'd
Okay.
be interesting.
Nice. Very nice. Well, that's cool.
But-
Well, it's good to see you back.
Yeah, since
We hadn't seen each other since before WrestleMania. So
yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised that you got the haircut. I wasn't expecting that.
I needed a haircut. I was getting shaggy, so
It was a good look for you, though.
I know,
You
but
I
it was
was a fan.
shaggy. It was shaggy. So,
But the beard's looking good though, man.
yeah, I
Nice
trimmed the
shaped.
beard. I trimmed the beard, so yeah, it feels better. It was just needed a little more aerodynamic.
I was gonna say Stu's got like this Rick Ross thing going on.
I
just needs to
don't know
change.
about that. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's been a while. Let's see. I'm trying to think of before we get into previewing Backlash. Trying to think of anything we've missed. Big thanks to. I'm going to try to get this. See Eddie Cross, Nick Hausman, Mike Sempervive, and Dominic D'Angelo for filling in the last several
Yeah,
weeks.
that's a good all-star cast right there.
It was pretty good.
That's
pretty
for
good.
sure.
Yeah, we were going to try to do I tried to do the video with Sempervive, but there was an audio issue and stuff. So,
Dang
but
technology.
hopefully you got the podcast, either on hornfm.com or wherever you get your podcasts. But yeah, some good stuff. Talked a lot, and so yeah, some good stuff. But I'm glad to have the regular tag team partner back. So.
I was just thinking about it because you were like, "Oh man, that's a horrible shirt." Like right when I walked in.
Well, now that I see it, it's kind of neat, but it was like, okay, it's a loud shirt.
I guess it's like my Bret Hart shirt. That's
I
what I
guess,
think
yeah,
about
if
when
you're
I
not-
wear it.
If you're not watching this on YouTube or Twitch, and by the way, we stream Tuesday nights. He has it's a blue shirt with little pink and white sailboats
Yeah, I think
and
it's,
flags.
I guess it's
and-
dark blue. I was hoping it was black, but it's
No,
probably
it's,
dark blue.
it's
now.
like a navy, real dark navy. So yeah,
I tried. This is the
That's
best.
okay.
That's the best I could do.
It's
You know,
okay.
FTR had their little tribute. This was my tribute.
yeah. What'd you think last week? Before we get into it, Dax versus Cash.
Amazing.
That was
Loved
a great
it.
move. Great
Loved
match.
it. Those are the type of matches. It takes me back to like Brett versus Owen, where it's
Yeah.
just, oh wow, these guys know each other so well, and they put on a great story. And it's like, yeah, somebody had to win.
And there were some callbacks to that very
Yes.
match actually. So yeah, so great job by both Dax Hardwood and Cash Wheeler, and they will continue to defend the Ring of Honor and AAA tag team titles.
You got to see them, right?
Saw them at Supercard of Honor, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Saw them against the Briscoes.
Can you say, like, after seeing them live, are they like the best tag team in the world, like right now?
Man, I don't know if it's hard to say. I don't know if they're the best. They're definitely in the conversation. There aren't. I think it's going to be a matter of subjectivity, quite honestly, but they're definitely. Yeah, they're in the conversation
because
easily.
I mean, I love the Usos, and their consistency has been phenomenal for all the years that they've done it. But and obviously the Young Bucks,
yeah,
they're obviously the quality that they have. But I mean, you think about what the FTR accomplished in WWE, and then what they're doing now. I'm just like, man, and it looks like they've only gotten better.
I know.
Like in the ring, it's crazy.
It's nuts. So,
and that's after the injury.
Well, after multiple injuries by both men.
Yeah.
So, let's get to WWE WrestleMania Backlash this Sunday.
Are you really gonna call it that?
That's what they call it. So, this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Catch it on Peacock if you're in the United States. If you're outside the United States, catch it on WWE Network. It will come to us from the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island. You can tell that this is probably this is a B-level pay-per-view.
Unfortunately, yes.
When you have to go to Providence, Rhode Island. I'm sure Providence is a lovely town.
Well, granted, it is a WWE stronghold, that Northeast area.
Yeah, I mean, you're right next to Connecticut, where they're headquarters. So yeah, I get it. So,
but yeah, Mother's Day too. It's like,
yeah,
it's going to be a hard sell for a lot of people. Unfortunately,
it is. The card right now, 6 matches,
looking slim.
4 of them are WrestleMania rematches. Only 1 title match. We're gonna get into that here in a little while. Happy Corbin facing Madcap Moss. This is, the comedic duo has split up. Happy Corbin tried to destroy Madcap Moss's Under the Giant Battle Royal trophy.
Yep.
Friday night on SmackDown, but Moss saved it. There's a big part of me that says Corbin's going to win this, but there is a strong enough part of me that thinks Moss will get the win, and maybe it might be the optimistic side of me. Moss gets the win, and they start pushing him, to a possible at least be SmackDown, so it'll be Intercontinental title.
It's funny you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I was thinking right now, is that, okay, well, if they want to push somebody, it's not exactly a bad push to get. I mean, this is a former King of the Ring that they would be putting him over.
Yeah.
And and Corbin's always been like a company guy. He's been able to make everything that they have given him work in one form or another. So if Moss gets this win, he has a good look. I think, he has the chiseled body, the long hair. He looks good on a poster. This looks like a WWE guy. Essentially what they have wanted since they started recruiting athletes coming out of college and stuff. So I can see that happening if the booking's smart. Obviously with WWE, I never know what we're going to get.
Right.
But that would be the smart play. But I could see Corbin winning too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Corbin just for the sake of that seems to be the safe pick, but it would not surprise me a bit to see Moss go over.
But I'm going to go Moss too.
Okay. All right. Bobby Lashley against Omas. Omas now has MVP as a manager. Omas felt slighted with Lashley not bringing him to WrestleMania. So now we got this rivalry. I'm going to assume Omas goes over just because they want to push the big man.
Ooh. I was going to say he's going to go over, but I think this is where our no contest comes in. I think they need to keep Lashley strong because they need baby faces on Raw, besides Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Like, who are the baby faces on Raw?
There aren't many.
I know.
There aren't many.
And that's why I'm like, you need Lashley. So you have to keep him strong. I know he can take a loss because, it's Lashley. He's just been doing it forever.
I say it's going to be Omas. It'll be by chicanery. MVP will get involved.
Yeah, he would have to.
You know,
but then again, how strong do they want to keep him?
I don't know. No, it's Omas. It's a big guy. They want him. They want to be the big monster.
He's already been taken off his feet, though, right?
Kind of like, by Lashley, if I'm
right?
not
Just
mistaken.
randomly, like a moment that they could
Well,
have
it'd be the
used.
same thing with Veer Mahan. You know, Veer Mahan doing getting wins over these local enhancement talent or jobbers.
That's what I should have done when I was out the 5 weeks. I should have gave you little. Guess who's coming to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling for 5 weeks?
Yeah, I'm leaning Omas, and I think it will be kind of by chicanery, but yeah, I think it'll be Omas.
That's what I wrote here for you too. So,
in another WrestleMania rematch, it is AJ Styles against Edge. We had the match Monday night on Raw. AJ Styles defeated Damian Priest. So Damian Priest is barred from ringside. Of course, Damian Priest and Edge making up Judgment Day.
How do you feel about that? I don't know.
Too soon to tell.
Still?
Yeah. I can see where it would be good.
Because it's a good rub to be paired with Edge. I'll give him
Edge's
that.
promos, though, the last couple of weeks have made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
They've been gibberish.
They've been the Ramblin' Man style ones.
Yeah, it's not even absurd gibberish like Ultimate Warrior. This is it's like he's just filling time.
That's, I hate to say it, but that's when a promo just isn't done well in the sense of how good it's supposed to be, because I can't tell you what it was about.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what he was talking about.
I get the feeling Edge is going to win because it'll be somebody else, possibly a new member of Judgment Day.
That would be cool, though.
For some reason that's the like my first instinct.
That would make a lot of sense.
Because there's been rumors. If you hear the rumor innuendo, they've talked about Rhea Ripley joining. They've talked about Ciampa, not
really?
Not Tommaso, but just Ciampa joining.
Okay.
So that's why I'm thinking maybe we will get a third new member of Judgment Day.
No call-ups. Nobody.
No, we have
no.
We got to get to that later because they're cutting, not calling up.
I know. I saw that, dude.
In another.
So wait. So who do you have winning, Edge then?
I'll say Edge. Yeah.
But you
Edge.
don't think that maybe somebody will interfere on AJ Styles' behalf after we saw that they did the thing? They did the thing this week.
Yeah.
on Raw.
You saw Monday night. AJ Styles. He beats Damian Priest. Edge jumps in. They start beating him down. Here comes Finn Balor to help AJ. They're standing tall in the ring. Edge and Damian Priest are on the rampway, and AJ and Finn do the too sweet because, of course, both of them former leaders of Bullet Club. And Monday night. Monday was Bullet Club Day.
I know. Isn't that so cool?
So,
Perfect
it made
timing.
sense. So,
wait, is this where our no contest comes into play?
no, I say Edge.
You still say
I
Edge?
say Edge, and it'll be like I said, a new member of Judgment Day that will interfere.
I'm going to say no contest, though, because I think that's what is going to happen, and that's going to cause a DQ.
In another WrestleMania rematch, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, taking on Seth freaking Rollins.
Promo was good, though.
WWE loves their 50-50 booking, so I would, first hunch, I would say Seth Rollins will get the win. I get the feeling Cody's going to win.
Yeah, I really do.
And it's not just because he's a friend of the show. Something tells me he's going to be on a roll and he's going to get the win. And so, yeah.
Well, he's also like the new toy.
He is the new shiny toy. You're right.
So I can see them, and they're spending a lot of money on him.
Yeah.
Like you can see his
on the pyro alone.
Exactly. So I'm like, I can see him actually just getting the win because he just came back. This is going to be a solid win to position him wherever they need to for SummerSlam.
Well, they got to start building him up to be the possible next challenger to Roman. I don't know if it'll be SummerSlam, maybe Survivor Series.
Wow, that far down the road.
I'm thinking, because I don't know.
But I mean, Raw is running slim on baby faces. When Big E went out, that was like the one believable possible champion.
Yeah.
That I felt that was on that brand.
Yeah. So, In an I Quit match in another WrestleMania rematch. Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey. All the scuttlebutt says Ronda wins this one. I'm going to go with the scuttlebutt.
Yeah, I mean, this is her style of match. Yeah. If she's not allowed to win this particular type of match, then you take into everything.
Why'd you bring her back? And
yeah, you waste everything that's special about her.
I agree.
I'm with you.
I agree. And then the main event. And this is where I have a slight problem. I know, card subject change and all that, but for weeks we have talked. It was going to be RK Bro versus the Usos to unify the tag titles.
Yep.
And then Friday night on SmackDown, they get to the point of the contract signing. Then all of a sudden, Usos attack RK Bro. Here comes Roman. He grabs the contract, tears it up, shoves it down Riddle's throat. Then here comes Drew McIntyre. And before you know it, we've got a 6-man tag. So it's going to be Drew McIntyre and the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro, taking on, I love this. Man, this is a mouthful. The undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, along with the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. No titles on the line. Nothing's on the line. The winner gets nothing other than they say they get to say they won. Other than and this will probably start the feud of Drew and Roman, leading to possibly SummerSlam. It might be the stadium show in Wales.
I know they're definitely going to want to have him strong and contending for a title by that point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For Drew McIntyre, but I'm with you. I know you got questions as to why there's only one championship being defended on this card as of right now, and it's none of the unfortunately none of the big stuff.
We're recording this on Tuesday night. We've got NXT on the TV screen. They got more titles being contended on NXT tonight than they will Sunday at Backlash.
Well, this is like their spring break show or whatever.
Anyway, I fully believe Drew and RK Bro will win since none of the titles are at stake.
Send the crowd happy.
This will lead to now maybe they do the tag team unification match. Let's see. I guess next.
What is the next pay-per-view?
Next pay-per-view, I think, be Money in the Bank.
So
they could do it then, because that'll be at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the home of the Raiders.
But we get what this pay-per-view, that pay-per-view, and then there's what, one more or two more before SummerSlam.
No, it's this one, and then Money in the Bank.
Yep.
And then I think that's it until SummerSlam.
Because I mean, I guess
if there might be one more, but
what I was going to put pay-per-view schedule, but what are they called again? Premium live event schedule.
Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, I'm thinking is here we go.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It's there would be Hell in the Cell.
Oh, Hell in a Cell, then Money in the Bank. So, Hell in a Cell, then Money in the Bank.
I mean,
then SummerSlam.
It would make more sense for the titles to be on the line at Hell in the Cell.
It could, but we'll see. Anyway, like I said, I'm saying Drew and RK Bro.
I mean, and in Chicago in front of a hot crowd. I mean, man, that would be the perfect time.
By the way, that is a lot of wrestling. Hold it. Okay, so let's see. So according to this, and I'm looking at CBS Sports.
Yeah.
So Hell in a Cell is set for June 5th in Chicago. Then 3 weeks later, you have Forbidden Door, the AEW New Japan pay-per-view in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a lot of wrestling in Chicago.
But good crowds. Always good crowds.
Yeah, we talked. I mean, Separate Vivi and I talked about this last week about could the Chicago crowd get burnt out, and
that's a good
we
question.
don't think so, but it is a lot of A lot of big wrestling shows.
But I guess it's just not them, though, because it's like the Midwest hub. So
Yeah.
you get everybody from, Minnesota?
Yeah, you get them all. So, anyway, who you got for the main event?
The good guys.
Yeah.
I think which is funny because one of those rare matches where you actually have a clear difference between heel and face.
Right. That is WrestleMania Backlash this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on Peacock. Coming to us from the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island. A couple other notes. Over the weekend, Nick Khan mentioned that they've got the first quarter earnings report for the stockholders. There was something about Nick Khan stating that he would ideally like to see WWE run up to 8 stadium events or more stadium events. They've got 8 scheduled for this year, counting the ones we've already seen.
I mean, that's the only way to continue to grow this thing is to get away from the arenas and put it.
Yeah, he said there would be better growth, and it's actually more cost effective if they run a 50, 60,000 seat stadium versus a 15, 20,000 seat arena.
I was going to say, I also imagine it's easier to schedule that out in advance because the big stadiums are usually used on a sparingly basis.
Yeah.
And they're always looking for people to fill those things. So it's all like, oh, if you know that they're going to pack 50,000 people, at least for a premium live event. I still can't believe I'm saying that.
Premium live event.
Then
a PLE.
Yeah, then all the more reason to do it. But are you surprised that WWE has gone back to running stadium shows? Because for the longest time, it was never their thing. Like, I always heard that Vince didn't like doing the stadiums.
Well, that's the influence of Nick Khan. He sees the dollar signs, and I'm a little surprised that they're going to run Money in the Bank in Allegiant Stadium.
Wow. The suspended from the top.
Yeah. They're going to run. Of course, you got SummerSlam. You got the Wales show.
Well, it has no
You'll
choice.
likely have another Saudi Arabia event in the fall. That'll be another stadium.
And they pack 100 and something thousand for those shows.
Survivor Series will probably be in a stadium. The rumor innuendo right now is that Royal Rumble in 2023 will be at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Really? I mean, it is a big.
It's where it was in 2017.
It's a big space, though.
It is a big space,
a lot of times,
it's definitely not being used for much outside of, I think, UTSA football, high school playoff football.
That's about it. Maybe the rare concert.
Yeah, you get a concert every now and again, or monster truck show or whatever.
Do they even have the space in that one?
Yeah,
Because I know AT&T took a lot, or whatever it's being called now.
AT&T Center?
Yeah, they changed the name. Pretty sure.
I thought it's still the AT&T where the Spurs play.
Yeah.
Still AT&T Center. Yeah. So anyway, one other quick note. Over the weekend, 10 NXT talents were cut. Notable names: Dakota Kai. That was an interesting. Malcolm Bivens, who easily one of the best talkers. Of course, he was involved with the Diamond Mine. You also had Harland. He was paired up with Joe Gacy. Now we've seen Joe Gacy on his own
with Druids.
With Druids. Dexter Loomis.
Yeah, that was surprising.
That was a weird one. Did you like his tweet? He was actually doing a painting of Vince, and so he did the video with the thumbs up. Kind of saying thanks to WWE. Persia Parada, Draco Anthony, referee Blair Baldwin, Vish Kanya, Mila Milani, and Raylan Devine. So 10 NXT talent cuts. I have not heard any other names, nor have we heard anything from the main roster. So this could just be, a lot of these, good chunk of these folks are black and gold leftovers. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's what I was going to say. Unfortunately, I hate for people to lose their job, right? But it's understandable because of the way that NXT is being utilized now as a true developmental that, if there's people not making the cut in that, or if it's just not working, they feel it like that. I see them being cut.
I definitely think we'll see like Malcolm Bivens. He'll find a spot. I could see him because he worked in Ring of Honor for a long time. I could see him joining back up with Ring of Honor under
easily.
Tony Khan.
Him-
I could see Dakota Kai go there. Dexter Lumis, a.k.a. Sam Shaw, was an NWA talent for a little while, so maybe he goes back to them.
Oh, but he'll be big on the independent scene
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely.
I really think his time at NXT and what he was able to show character wise really helped his stock.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm pretty sure he's going to be one of those guys that we will see in WWE again at some point later on.
It's possible. It's possible. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, New Japan Pro Wrestling, they actually had some wrestling stuff happen in Japan. We will talk about it coming up after the break. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Okay, 2502. All right. Yeah, Dakota Kai had
I know she has
as
a lot
crazy.
of fans.
Well, she does. As bad as it sounds, they didn't have any direction. You know, they had put her with Raquel Gonzalez, like a one-time thing, tried to go after the women's tag titles in NXT. They lost that. Raquel goes to SmackDown. Dakota Kai was, all right, whatever. So
Wasn't she Shotzi's like tag team partner originally? And they broke them up when Shotzi went to the main roster. And then they put Shotzi in a tag team anyways.
with Tegan Knox, and Knox is no longer with WWE. I don't know. Maybe
I could
maybe
be
right.
wrong, but I understand. You already see that they have main roster talents that don't get utilized.
Yeah.
So it's understandable if you're that low on the WWE totem pole that if it's not working out, they're not going to keep
working
you
out.
around.
Yeah. Well, and then there was a rumor that came out saying that they were going to do quarterly or maybe semi-annually evaluations. So
Sounds like a real
Cuts-
business, doesn't it?
cuts will probably become a periodic thing, or a more regular periodic thing.
Well, I mean, they always talk about having like an off season or like not like a true off season, but like they have a season start.
right,
essentially.
right. Well, they got new talent they're trying to get them up to speed, and so
can I ask you this? Would you claim is WrestleMania more like the Super Bowl, where like the season culminates at WrestleMania, or is it more like Daytona, where like the season starts off on a big bang,
like with NASCAR.
right here?
You know, it's odd for for its entire history up until I would say 5-6 years ago, even 10 years ago, it was the end of the season. It was the big blowout, and you would start over after
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
right?
reset everything.
Okay, because that's how I saw it.
Now. It actually doesn't feel like either. It's just it's another big pay-per-view.
Because there's some things that carried over, like obviously this Cody Seth Rollins feud, right? But then I guess we never really got a blow off except for the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
But I guess that is the pay-per-view though, or a premium live event where they will save like their biggest match that they can possibly make.
It's possible. It's possible. We'll see. But yeah, I'm of the opinion that it's neither. It's another of their big premium live events.
It became what they truly wanted it to be. It's now its own thing. Like WrestleMania is just WrestleMania. It's going to either tie up storylines or they're going to create new ones during it, right?
Or for it, yeah, it's possible. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, the weekend, like when I was up in Arlington, it felt like it was finally back. You had all the independent events. It was really funny during the post media scrum for Ring of Honor. So Tony Khan, forever has always said he's not going to run
That's
WrestleMania
Tony
weekend.
Khan, right?
Yeah, the AEW Ring of Honor owner. He said forever he was not going to run anything during WrestleMania weekend. He didn't want to piggyback. And there was somebody that asked him about, and I forget how they asked him, but he actually said, "You know what? I hadn't thought about it that way. You know, maybe it's something I should consider." So maybe he'll like keep Supercard of Honor on WrestleMania weekend.
Just have presence.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Impact Wrestling had there were multiverse of matches. In fact, I saw Ross Foreman, who's the head of PR for Impact. I saw Havoc, ran into the Good Brothers and all them. They were getting ready for that card on that Friday. And, you know, they'll run that weekend. They have no problem with that.
You know what's funny, Stu? Now that I think about it, it would be fitting for them to run that same weekend because you know, AEW is all about respect to the business, right? And I mean, how else could you possibly show any respect to the Godfather that made the business what it is today than to, you know, just kind of, you know, you acknowledge that WrestleMania is just WrestleMania and you're going to run during that week and then you go and put on your big event later on. Like, you're not trying to compete directly.
Well, I don't think I still think he won't run an AEW event. There won't be an AEW event during WrestleMania. Because he wants AEW to stand on its own. I could see him keeping Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor on WrestleMania weekend. And they like at this one. Now, he had apparently, you know, they hadn't planned much of anything outside of prior to him buying it. They hadn't booked anything outside of Bandito versus Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah.
To determine the undisputed world champion.
Well, what was it? Like,
so
2 weeks
basically,
before, they didn't know who was going to be the owner?
No, it was just they were, you know, I guess they were waiting and they were going to see. So when Tony booked it, I mean, we watched it and there was AEW folk. In fact, I got to the arena. I ran into, like I said, Adam Milborn and Michael Hemp from What Culture.
Mm-hmm.
And we were directed to go to pick up the press passes, and there's Mandy O'Donnell, the head of PR for AEW.
Wow, that's cool.
And because I'd met her at Super Bowl,
yeah.
And we chat and everything, and so yeah, it was, you know, there were AEW folks running the Ring of Honor show, so yeah, I mean, there's gonna be, you know, I think they're going to have, I guess, mixed staffs or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Let's do segment 2. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons. The rejoin there, you don't need to clean your ears. Yes, Juice Robinson, now a member of Bullet Club. This happened this weekend at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestling Dontaku. It was kind of a comeback card of sorts. Because a lot of New Japan talent that had been working in the U.S. primarily for the last couple of years finally were able to go back to Japan, work Japan. So, and that included Juice Robinson. Now, here's the funny thing. So, Juice Robinson was on, I believe he was on Wrestling Observer Radio towards the end of April, where he talked, you know, his contract with New Japan was about to come up. He was going to let it expire. He wasn't going to wrestle under the New Japan banner. Now, we've heard this before from, I think, a couple other New Japan talents, and then they end up coming back, and, oh, by the way, they've joined somebody. Sure enough. So it came about. It was Will Osprey had vacated the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship due to injury, so it was Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tomohiro Ishii. In the end, Tanahashi wins the match, wins the U.S. title. He's getting ready to celebrate. Here comes Chase Owens, who had he and Bad Luck Fale had won the tag team titles earlier in the night. Of course, part of Bullet Club. Chase Owens talking about, he's confronts Tanahashi, and then this hooded figure comes up and attacks Tanahashi, lays him out. He's wearing a Bullet Club vest, takes off the hood. It's Juice Robinson.
Wow.
Shocker of all shockers.
Right.
And so now we've got Juice Robinson as part of Bullet Club. Looks like he wants to face Tanahashi for the IWGP United States Championship. So we'll see where that goes.
Man, I mean, that is quite the rub, though, to be in the ring with Tanahashi, getting a one-on-one match.
Not to mention, I think the moral story is, if a New Japan talent goes on Wrestling Observer Radio to talk about their contract expiring, don't believe a word of it.
For real, what a trope, right?
Yeah, no kid.
I mean, let me ask you real quick, Stu. Like, where does like New Japan kind of rank right now within your wrestling fandom? Like, you know how these things kind of fluctuate for me.
Right.
I always watch WWE. I catch AEW, but like New Japan, like right now, nothing's been interesting to me.
I catch the highlights. I keep up on them via the different websites
TV and
check
apps.
Yeah, I see the YouTube. New Japan will put on highlight videos on YouTube. Obviously, I'm really interested in the pay-per-view that they'll have with AEW coming up in June, end of June.
I think everybody's kind of awaiting that one.
So I think it's one of those things we want to see. I want to see.
But is it almost like the SEC, like in college football, where the top portion is really, really good, but the mid to the bottom just isn't as great?
Well, that's the thing.
With like New Japan.
Yeah, we'll see, because again, we've had a lot of talent come back. In fact, we had Jay White.
That's true.
Switchblade Jay White returned to
foreign
Japan.
talent.
The Good Brothers, who've been in Impact, they returned to Japan. Up until then, a lot of those guys, they weren't coming because Japan wasn't letting anybody
in. It was just the Japanese workers that were working. I forgot about the foreign workers.
So you had a lot of these working the New Japan, the NJPW Strong cards.
Outside of Japan.
Yeah,
right.
Well, in the U.S., in the United States. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens.
But this is a big push for Juice, though, because I'm assuming that they're relying on him to be one of the foreign, bad guys.
I guess we will see it. As I mentioned, the Good Brothers were also part of that event. Switchblade Jay White.
So they're all part of Bullet Club still?
They're all in Bullet Club.
Okay.
You've got now Taiji Ishimori is the junior heavyweight champion. You got Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale, the IWGP heavyweight tag team champions. You've got I thought they had one other belt, but maybe not. They're going to challenge for some belts. In fact, at Dominion, June 12th at Osaka Joe Hall. This is when Kevin Kelly was on our show months ago. He talked about Dominions. Basically, that's their SummerSlam.
Yeah, this is the big one for the summer.
This is their second. Yeah. So right now they've announced 4. I think it's. I've got 3 of them. Kazuchika Okada will defend the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Jay White.
That should be a banger.
So that'll be it will. Tamatonga will defend the Never Openweight title against Carl Anderson.
Okay.
And then you have Chase Owens, Bad Luck Fale defending the tag titles against Great O'Connor and Jeff Cobb from United Empire. So
worthy challengers.
Oh, that's going to be the notion of seeing Jeff Cobb pick up and toss around Bad Luck Fale.
I know, that's what I'm waiting for,
and he'll do it
because I can believe it. I've seen it. We call
the
matches.
Do it. He's that strong. So this could be a fun card to catch. So that's June 12th at Osaka Joe Hall in Japan. So they've also announced the roster for who will be competing in the Best of Super Juniors. It begins May 15th in Aichi. It'll end June 3rd in Budokan Hall. You got A Block with Ryusuke Taguchi, Yo, Clark Connors, Hiromu Takahashi, Alex Zane, great independent wrestler out of the U.S., Francisco Akira, Taiji Ishimori, again, as I mentioned, the current junior heavyweight champion, Sho, and the current Impact X Division champion, Ace Austin.
Dude, that guy's good.
He's really good.
I've been a fan for a while, so I'm glad he gets to showcase his talents here.
And then B Block has Master Wato, Robbie Eagles, Bushi, El Desperado, Doki, TJP, El Phantasmo, CMLL's Titan, Gleets L. Lindemann, and AEW star and Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Wheeler Yuta.
Dang. It's a pretty set block, man. That looks like it's going to be a good competition.
There's going to be some matches there. There's going to be some good matches there.
In so many different styles.
No kidding. So anyway, that's going to be Best of Super Juniors May 15th. The finals June 3rd in Budokan Hall. AEW, last week we found out they have made it official for Double or Nothing, the main event. Hangman Adam Page defending the AEW World title against CM Punk.
Yeah, I forgot there was
I can see that match going either way. All right, honestly. Because conventional business would be, okay, you put the title on the biggest star, CM Punk. At the same time, have your champion defeat a big star like CM Punk to solidify his title reign.
If you're trying
I don't know.
If you're trying to build a new star, and don't get me wrong, it's rising. He really does seem like he is the guy. Like every time I see him with the belt, every time I see him in the ring, it's like, oh, I see why this guy's the champion, because he really is like the best all around package.
I tell you what, so far the title defenses he's had have been some pretty hellacious matches.
Yeah, so I'm like, this is the guy. I truly believe it. They picked the right guy to be champion, but like you just said, with CM Punk, time's a factor. So if you're going to kind of give him his flowers and let him be champion, this would be a great time to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same token, it's all like you just mentioned. It's like, well, if you give Hangman this win, I mean, that truly solidifies the fact that he is the guy, and that's what you should be doing when you have a champion that's just had the belt for what, a month, 2 months?
Hangman won it at.
I was like, we saw the pay-per-view. I remember
It
watching
was at Full Gear.
Yeah.
In November.
Okay. It doesn't really feel that long.
Doesn't feel that long, but yeah, it's been what? I guess it'll be 6 months by the time.
It just doesn't feel that long. I guess if it felt that long, then I could see a title change. But I understand that their booking style is supposed to be different. So you know, this was WWE.
We'll
I'd just
see.
be like, yeah, of course they would.
Yeah, we'll see. Couple other. Let's see. You've got the Jericho Appreciation Society. Chris Jericho taking on Santana. That'll be a great match Wednesday night on Dynamite. If you listen to us on the Horn, the match has already happened. It's going to be interesting. This is something Semper Vivi and I talked about. You got AEW Double or Nothing on May, I think 29th.
Oh yeah.
You got New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion June 12th. June 12th.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn around and you're going to have both companies involved in Forbidden Door on June 26th.
Really?
Now,
that's a lot.
I'm not sure. I don't know if the titles will be involved because the initial reports are it will be like AEW versus New Japan stars.
Yeah.
Now, in some of those dream matches, I could see, Bryan Danielson taking on Will Osprey. That would be, oh my God.
I guess you really don't need a title on the line for that.
No,
but, I mean, it does.
You don't.
It would be cool though to just know. It kind of just.
But
gives
will
you that,
they have title matches? Will Hangman and Okada have to defend their titles?
Oh man, neither company's gonna want to look weak, but that would be cool. Though.
I think those will be. It will be AEW versus AEW and New Japan versus New Japan.
Because I was going to say, how else would they be able to do it? They would have to WCW it. We're like, oh, this guy lost over here, but it was a 2 out of 3 falls match over here, so that way he stays champion. Something like that.
The title change that didn't occur. The Ric Flair in Puerto Rico type deal.
Yeah, exactly where I'm getting at.
But I really do think it will probably be like and it might be like I don't know.
Because it really should be champion versus champion. Like, I would love to see Okada versus Page.
That would be neat. That would be neat.
Because he's at his peak of his powers too, and he's just I don't know, man. What else? I mean, who would see him Punk face? I mean, there's just so many. I guess he could face Tanahashi. That'd be awesome.
I could see Punk and Naito.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Either one, man, I would be down for. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they decide to go about it on that card. But then you also turned around and you mentioned that there's a lot of wrestling going on around that same time period because WWE is having like 2 premium live events, like cramming them in nearly in the same month.
It's gonna be a busy next couple months for wrestling fans. Whatever company you follow.
Yeah, and you're
or
gonna spend some money.
So. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll let you know what's happening in independent wrestling around the area. You're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, and you're listening to The Horn, where Austin talks wrestling. 13:02. All right. And the Viking Raiders, they win or lose? Oh, it's still going. Still going against the Creed brothers.
What was happening during that spring break segment where those 2 girls were in the bikinis and stuff, and then
Toxic Attraction is
that's who it was.
Well, because Mandy Rose had gotten sunburned in the tanning bed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, it's kind of silly.
It definitely.
So
was,
basically, it's Karen Q, who is this? She's wearing pajamas and stuff, and now she's got Roxanne Perez, the former Roxy, and they're playing tricks on Toxic Attraction. I guess I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, like they stole their sandals and their keys.
Yeah, so
classic move. Classic.
Yeah. Why not? So that was after Karen Q went in and turned up the thing on Mandy Rose's tanning bed, so instead of 10 minutes, she spent like 30 and got burned. And
ooh, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Give me somebody's skin cancer. Come on.
Yeah. So
dang, that Creed brothers super athletic though to get up there. And
are we gonna put the Creed brothers over on the Viking Raiders?
I mean,
have we gotten to that point where the Viking Raiders are going to job out to the kids from NXT?
I mean, they're trying to build new stars.
I know they're trying to build new stars, but no leg lariat. Here comes Eric Eric. And get him up. There's Ivar. Boom.
Oh,
that's it. 1, 2. No. Man. Now, granted, Creed brothers, the only one, they got Roderick Strong, who won't get released by WWE despite his requests.
Yeah, he's in that.
And Ivy Nile, but no talker. Yep. I guess Roderick Strong can be the talker.
Maybe. I don't know if he's even going to be showing up to work, right? Because, oh, wow, that was impressive. I mean, that's a big guy because Rowe isn't small to just get up and power.
No, he's not.
Through like that with a double leg takedown. Oh, wow. Okay.
They roll out. Row with the knee.
Oh,
who's that? Oh, who was that?
Is that Roderick Strong?
I think it was.
Hit him with like some knee. Ooh, okay, yeah, they're gonna put him over. Well, at least they didn't jump out cleanly.
3.
But they gave him the rub, but they didn't go out cleanly. So okay. Yeah, I am wondering what's happening with this faction now that Bivens isn't there, right?
I guess it is. Yeah, it is Roddy.
Unless they break up right here.
Okay. Well, that's just lovely.
Like he's in that spot where they don't have anything for him, but he's too valuable in their eyes to let him just go to another company.
Yeah.
Which is
absolutely
worst spot to be in.
Because, he would probably, I would say he would likely go to.
Would he just be
here we go. Here's the breakup. They didn't want to win that way.
Oh, they thought they had it themselves.
Yeah,
Classic
that's what it
storytelling,
is.
though. I do like that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because the way that he had his face after raising his hand, I was like, it looks like, this is where the dissension comes.
Yeah.
Hey, what have they done with, what's his name? Tony?
D'Angelo?
Yeah.
Well, I guess they just had the sit down with Santos Escobar, who's the real Don of NXT.
Oh, okay. That's what the storyline
I
is.
guess. I don't know. It's,
I mean, the whole Braun Breaker thing's working for me, but there's
that's good. Some of this, though, it's just.
but the wedding worked for me, too.
Right.
So I was cool with that, but then they let everybody go from that portion. So I'm just like, what's up next?
Oh, now we're kidnapping one of Tony's guys.
Goons, henchmen, what does he
Yeah.
call them? Meatballs?
Yeah, I guess.
Jabronis?
Oh, here comes.
Oh, he has the
Braun
number
Breaker.
silhouette one too. Nice. Steiner's wore a similar pattern with
Yep.
numbers on it.
We saw Rick last couple weeks on NXT.
I think it's also fitting because this week is I think it was yesterday that they said it was the anniversary of the Steiner promo, the math promo, the 33 and a third percent.
Yes. Oh, God, I love that Scott Steiner math.
That's probably one of my favorite ones that he's ever done, just because
Yeah, why not?
that was his best, I thought.
Yeah, it's possible.
33 and a third chance possible.
Which that's everything. Oh, that's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Let's see. I wanted to check something. This Downton Abbey. I saw previews of this.
Of what?
So the girlfriend and I went to see Crimes of Grindelwald or Secrets of Dumbledore. I mean, and this was this was on the previews. This new Downton Abbey, whatever. So,
is it like a movie?
yeah,
Or
it's a
new show?
movie. Yeah,
Okay.
the movie version of Downton Abbey. So
A movie of Downtown Abbey?
Downton.
Downton. Okay.
Downton.
Gotcha.
Yes. So, all right, didn't miss anything.
I think everybody's just really waiting for Doctor Strange.
That may be right.
Although
Maybe right.
did you see the Spider-Man movie?
No, I have not.
It's good. You should see it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm not a big comic book guy,
Yeah.
but I mean that movie was done really well. So if you can get a chance to see it, I mean it's gonna take
check it
2
out.
hours, but
Yeah.
it's good. I haven't seen the new Batman movie. Have you seen the new Batman movie?
No, and it's actually on HBO Max, so I could watch
I know,
it.
but it's almost 3 hours,
I can't get that. I don't get that stuff.
and it's oh,
Who they had they had the original director of Justice League redo the Justice League and ended up being like a 4+ hour movie.
yeah, that's his.
I'm going,
cut.
oh, hell no.
That's too long.
No. Yeah, we're not watching 4-hour movie.
I hate to say it. That's the whole reason I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I know what it's about. I've read the books, but I've never really cared to sit there and watch the movies in their entirety because I'm like, I don't feel like wasting a combined 18 hours of my life
I'm with you.
doing that.
I agree.
7 hours at WrestleMania, I can deal with that because that's once.
At least, yeah. Or 2 nights if,
If you're
although
Stu,
it wasn't, I think it
they were 5 hours apiece.
it was bad. Yeah.
But they were good shows this year. They were
True,
both really
true.
good from what I could
Now,
have expected.
dirty little secret, I left early on Sunday too.
Beat the traffic.
I did not. Believe me, I know AT&T Stadium traffic.
I
did
know
not
it's
want-
bad.
Did not want to get caught up in that. And since we weren't going to stay for an hour after whatever else happened, and I had to get back because I had to work the next day,
You crazy.
he was like,
man.
"I'll just go home."
So crazy.
So I got in the car. I pulled up Peacock. So I streamed the sound.
Yeah.
And just listened to it on the way home. So it was like, all right, there we go.
I was getting ready for you to tell me that, you pulled over into a Sonic, got yourself a bite to eat, kind of put it on the dashboard.
And there's Brock
the car.
Lesnar.
Yeah.
No.
You're like, hey, I just saw you.
Hey, there's you. Hey.
Or you would have ran into Stone Cold because he's a Sonic guy.
Right, he is a Sonic guy. Yeah.
Oh, man.
At least Cody's a Whataburger guy.
Oh, you saw that too,
Yes,
right? On
yeah.
social
So they
media?
did so Broken Skull Sessions I think
Friday?
it's on Friday.
After
Stone Cold
SmackDown,
talks
right?
to the American Nightmare. I think so. And they did like the rapid fire thing, and Stone Cold asked him his favorite fast food hamburger, and Cody Rhodes, as if we couldn't love him anymore, he says, "Whataburger."
Spicy ketchup.
With spicy ketchup, yes.
I'm not a ketchup guy, but I heard the spicy
Hey,
stuff's good.
let's go. That's okay. So yeah, we love Cody. Let's see.
Because I was shocked that Stone Cold said Sonic. I'm just like, I guess because Sonic you can find anywhere, pretty much.
I suppose.
I mean, I don't hate their food. It's just like, but if I had a choice, yeah, Whataburger over the Sonic.
Yeah, easily. Alba Fire, no longer Kaylee Ray.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, thanks for telling me, because I was like, oh, she looks familiar. But,
yeah,
but that's not her
it's
name.
Kaylee Ray, except, because Vince does not want to use real names or indie names.
Understandable. You want to have a trademark that you can own.
And that makes total sense for me. I mean, yeah, it seems silly, but it actually makes sense.
Yeah, I know people hate it, but
Plus, when they leave WWE or get cut or whatever, they go back to using their regular name.
yeah, and this is
Makes sense.
and I mean, it's a way for them to protect their own assets.
Absolutely.
Not, I meant
Yeah.
assets, but yeah,
No,
both
no.
work the same.
You're right. Absolutely.
Hey,
Briggs and Jensen.
did you always have that plaque up on the wall, the Southern Wrestling Hall of Fame?
That's the one that's the one I got on WrestleMania weekend.
yeah, but when did you put it up? Did you put it up that same
a
week?
couple weeks ago.
Okay, I was like, it looks
2-3
really
weeks ago.
good.
Thank
Looks
you.
really good.
And then I got the picture me next to it of me
Accepted.
my accepting my Hall of Fame induction.
That's really cool.
It was neat. Plus Simon Miller and I got to hang out. I actually took him back to his Airbnb. It was cool.
I was like,
we had a
whoa.
nice chat and
Of
everything.
course, he wants to hang out with the Hall of Famer. I mean,
Yeah,
shoot.
it was great. Yeah, so
You didn't take him to
but yes.
Whataburger?
Huh?
You didn't take him to Whataburger?
No, he just wanted to go back. So Wendy Chu, that's who it is now. And Roxanne
Wendy
Perez, the
Chu.
former Roxy, the former Ring of Honor Women's World Champion.
Isn't that so cool, though? Like, she's getting to live her dream. Like,
Hey,
they pointed out that she was, like,
get-
in some episode of Total Divas, and she was, like, 13, talking to, like, the Bellas and
Yeah.
stuff. And it's just like, I mean, that's the cool thing about WWE. It's just that, like, when you
Hey.
can catch the fans at that age, and then they end up being
Look,
the next wave.
Yeah, I've actually called a couple matches with Roxy. Gotten to know her, interviewed her a few times. I hope she gets all the success.
I mean,
So-
geez, man, they don't call her the Prodigy for nothing. I
That's
was
right.
like, she's lived up to that moniker. That's so crazy.
That's right.
Now
So-
all she has to do is get past like this one last hurdle, and then we could probably see her on the main roster.
I think so. All right, let's do last segment. Back here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, Stu Myrick, Justin Smash Simmons, Kenny King, Honor No More. Big question I had last week was, now that Ring of Honor is starting back and we may see them, I wonder if any of those folks will go back to Ring of Honor.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out,
Yeah, could
because
be.
I imagine there's going to be some changes because there's going to be different contracts signed.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we'll get to let's do the independent wrestling first, and we'll get to that. Got a couple of cards coming up this week in independent wrestling. Got to tell you about. We are going to start in Sherman with Red River Wrestling, presenting Friday Night Showdown. This Friday night at the Sherman Elks Lodge. Bell time, 8 p.m. Central. Shane Taylor, Ryan Davidson, J.D. Griffey, Kiefer Bartek, and more. That's Red River Wrestling this Friday night in Sherman. Then Paye Pro Wrestling presents Exodus Saturday at the Grace Preparatory Academy in Arlington. Doors open at 6 p.m. Central. Davey Richards will be there. Richard Holiday from MLW will be there. Chandler Hopkins, Fuego del Sol, and more. That's Paye Pro Wrestling this Saturday in Arlington, wherever you may be. Go out and support independent wrestling.
This is pretty good talent on those shows.
I tell you what, they really do. You know, coming off WrestleMania weekend, had some great shows. Hopefully, it gave all the promotions, especially the ones here in the state of Texas, a lot of momentum, and that includes Inspire After Dark. So, excuse me.
Had to catch yourself there. Huh?
Yeah, got a little choked up there. But yeah, we were talking about Kenny King and the rest of the Honor No More folks. You wonder, because it was when they were still owned by Sinclair, they weren't going to contract talent anymore. It was going to be, I guess per appearance or whatever. Now that Tony Khan is owning them, we know that Samoa Joe signed. We know that I think Jonathan Gresham is signed. We wonder if they'll sign a few more, and that whether it includes bringing back Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, and if you believe the rumor and innuendo, he apparently has had talks with Maria Kanellis Bennett about, I would assume, about reinstating the women's division in Ring of Honor.
I mean, that's what she's working on right now, her own promotion, essentially, and she just had put on a show, I believe, this past week, or one is coming up.
Wrestling, Women's Wrestling Army or something like that. Yeah.
So I know that she's been very proactive about that, and that would be a smart move to be able to keep her and utilize her name, her value, and what she's trying to put together when it comes to the world of women's wrestling on that ROH programming. And I think in turn it can also help boost AEW's women's division as well.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. So Impact Wrestling, speaking of Impact Wrestling,
but can I say real fast, sorry, Stu, but I think it's just going to be how do they decide to run Ring of Honor? Is it going to be more of a developmental, or is it going to be like its own program?
There's still a lot of questions to be asked, TV, all that good stuff. So Impact Wrestling is going to run Under Siege, be live this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, be on Impact Plus and YouTube for Impact Ultimate Insiders. Josh Alexander, who just won the Impact World Championship from Moose, he's already got a big title defense as he takes on the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii for the Impact Wrestling World title.
He doesn't even get an easy challenge. He has to go through that guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's no fair.
Taya Valkyrie will defend her newly won AAA Reina de Reinas title against the former champion and the current Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Deonna Purrazzo.
That should be good.
We'll see if she is still Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. As I say, we record this on Tuesday, so Wednesday night on Dynamite, she and Mercedes Martinez will lock up on AEW Dynamite to determine the undisputed Women's World Champion. Mercedes Martinez won the interim title at Supercard of Honor. You also have Violent Body Design defending the Impact World Tag Team Championships against them boys, the Briscoes. Briscoes trying to add Impact Gold to their multiple Ring of Honor tag titles. And Honor No More taking on Bullet Club.
So crazy.
Absolutely crazy. So that's Impact Wrestling's Under Siege this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on Impact Plus and YouTube for Impact Ultimate Insiders.
I mean, my only gripe with that, Stu, is that it's named after a bad, not Stallone. What's that other guy's name that wanted to be an action star? You know what I'm talking about.
Val Kilmer?
No, the one with the ponytail.
Steven
Seagal movie. Yeah, Under Siege.
Sure. That'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin the Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter and Twitch at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We live stream on YouTube and Twitch most Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central. You can also catch us Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central on the flagship station for the University of Texas Athletics. We are The Horn, 104.9, 101.9 FM, and AM 1260. Or you can catch us anytime by going to hornfm.com and click on the On Air tab, or by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast provider. Make sure you rate and review us while you're there. For Justin, I'm Stu. Thank you so much for giving us a bit of your time tonight, and we will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
And there we go.
Do we go
And
over?
I tell you what, I think we got it right on the nose.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you even went over. I just think that all fit.
We like it. We like it. That's right, Premier. Getting down to the
Last
getting
couple
down to the
weeks.
end. I think Man City holds out, and
I'm hoping. I'm a Man City fan, so yes, it would be nice. But it's going to be close.
yeah,
And then Champions League tomorrow.
yeah. Well, and they had Liverpool beating Villarreal.
Today.
They had to come back in the second half.
Yeah, but then they destroyed them, and then
They did.
that's how come you can tell like they're really good. And it's just like, well, City still has to play Real, and they only have a 1-goal lead, and they're playing at Real.
Yeah.
So I don't think they will lose. I think they have the better team, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Dude,
So-
you are not the Fiend.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, is
But
he
I got
supposed
to. I didn't tell you. I got to meet Bray Wyatt at WrestleCon,
Wyndham Rotunda.
Wyndham Rotunda.
Right.
Yes. I just got in there. I was talking to Lance Archer.
Is he a big dude in person?
He's not like giant,
Okay.
but
Because I mean, he looks like a big stocky dude.
he was
on
not.
TV,
He was nice enough. Was very cordial. So I shook his hand. Said hi to him. Yeah, that was. It was a little bit of a shocker. I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" So
was it like at a party or what?
no, this is at WrestleCon.
Okay, at WrestleCon.
At WrestleCon, yeah.
Oh, when you were wearing Carrie's badge?
Yes. Saw some of my good friend Neil Pruitt, the voice of the New World Order, along with Sonny Ono. It was good to see them. Like I said, saw a bunch of the Impact folk. Saw several AEW guys. Who else? Saw our dude Andrew Anderson, the Reinforcer.
Yeah.
Kevin Sullivan. It was good to see him.
And at least you got to run into him despite, everything that's happened with the Hall of Fame. So
Yeah, no, they're still there. Now I think the scuttlebutt is still that they're going to move the Hall of Fame to Arlington, but again,
yeah, well,
haven't heard much else.
just one of those things where I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, me too.
But I do miss the trips, man. I really
Hey,
do.
we had fun. Yeah, we had fun.
Oh, just hanging out with the boys. Though,
Yeah.
man, that was always fun. Remember the Waterburger melee? Dang! And remember the dance floor that we went to
Yes.
prior to that?
Yes.
And we were hanging out. And that one time we were hanging out with George. Like he came twice, right? We saw George twice
Saw him in 17.
when he was inducted, and then he came back. Like
He
not
came
the-
back
not the-
twice. He came back 2 more times. After
Oh,
that.
was he
yeah,
there every
18
time?
and 19. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, this stuff starts to run together at some point.
Yeah.
And then I remember drinking with the Dirty Blondes.
Oh, we drank Dirty Blondes every time.
Yeah, man, those are good trips. That's why I
Yeah.
was like, that's like the one thing I missed. I mean, I don't miss the Arby's across the street from the Econo Lodge or anything like that, but I miss the fun that everybody was having
Absolutely.
because it was like a big family reunion. Everybody was just
It
like, I
was.
hadn't seen you
It
in like
was.
forever.
It was funny. So I got done Friday. I went to WrestleMania Access Superstore. So they took WrestleMania Access and the Superstore, meshed them together to one.
Yeah, because there was no
Yeah.
true access,
Right.
right?
So went to MLW, and working the show was Brittany Houghton and Nigel Rabbit. So of course got to hug their necks. Oh, it was so funny too. So so I'm at the WrestleMania Access Superstore.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a Dusty Rhodes section complete with the Dusty statue.
Oh yeah, I saw the photo.
Saw the photo. So
Yeah.
you saw this photo. All right. So get the photo, put it out on social media. Then I finished shopping. I bought way too much.
How much do you think you spent?
I don't even want to know.
And you were like one of the guys that didn't spend nearly as much as some of the other people.
I
in
didn't
there
buy.
did, did you?
I didn't buy any championship belts. If that's.
I can't believe people spend like $500 on those
Crazy.
things, right? And they buy like 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then they
Oh,
walk
I
around
saw
with
the
them
photo,
all
yeah.
week.
Yeah. So anyway, bought my stuff, went to the car. I'm on my way to MLW. Dustin Rhodes texts me, dude, because they had these new Dusty Rhodes T-shirts.
Oh,
Dude, can you get me the new Dusty Rhodes T-shirts? I said, sure, I'll get them for you.
that's awesome.
So I
man.
went. I had to go back there Sunday morning and got him the shirts.
At least you got them in the sizes that you needed to.
Yeah.
Dude,
got
I
'em.
forgot that they had a new Dusty shirt. So
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. And it's a
So,
good looking shirt too.
I got the statue. See the statue?
Oh, that's awesome.
For those of you on
Yeah. That's cool.
There's the statue. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it. So that's the little replica statue. So yeah. And we got the urn.
Oh, nice.
That's the Undertaker urn along with the skull for WrestleMania.
So this is what you're spending all your money on.
Oh
huh?
God, I spent so much money. Bought a chair.
Oh, that's talking about you have that chair. I was
Yes,
looking at it. And
I bought a chair. I had it ordered and had it shipped to me.
You have to buy this on like the resale market?
No, I bought that one on WWE Shop.
Because from WWE Shop?
yeah.
Okay.
So I got the chair. The hat was part of the media gift. So
Ooh, that's a cool hat.
yeah.
Good color and everything.
Yeah. So
You can wear that to your Cowboy games.
but yeah, I spent way too much money. So
But I
it's
mean,
okay.
it's like it's not like a once in a lifetime thing, but it's like a once in a great wow that they're
Well,
actually in your
with-
home state.
with kind of the things that were coming together, it is kind of, Undertaker won the Hall of Fame and all that good stuff.
Well, I just
So-
imagine that they're always going to have Undertaker gear, regardless.
Well, but they had stuff specifically
Specifically
because
for him,
he's
yeah.
going to the Hall of Fame. So, in fact, the urn came in a coffin, which is on the bottom shelf.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
I was wondering why is that thing so...
I could probably stand it up a little bit, but I can't stand it up tall because
Yeah.
I don't have shelf space. But
I mean, you think it's time for another shelf? Or you're like,
I
no, I was
don't
trying
have.
to...
I don't have room for another shelf. That's the problem. So
We might have to get you like another one to put this on top of that. I don't know, man.
I don't know. So
I mean, it looks like they never
Ron
fixed...
Breaker beat Joe Gacy. Oh, that's good.
Is that belt new?
It is. Yeah, it is new, and they added the color. They changed it to where the N matches the N in the NXT. So yeah, they did new belts for the men's and women's title. I think they still have the old tag titles and the women's tag
What is he trying to...
and the North American.
That was impressive that Gacy could even
Big
do that.
spear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is supposed to be his finish against these big guys? That was my one thing about Braun Breaker so far. It's like, is he going to be able to do that gorilla press slam into a body slam thing against everybody? Because
I don't know.
and obviously, I mean, he tried to do it against Gacy, but he's a big dude, and it's like he's not going to be able to do
We've-
that to like.
Tightened up. Oh, here we go. We got people coming up. Okay.
Wow, and they just
whatever.
and they just sent it off like that. Is this
That
like
was
the
it.
WWE evil thing?
Yes.
Have you seen this yet?
I've seen a couple episodes. They're okay.
How was the Ric Flair one?
Ric Flair one was kind of neat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have not watched any of this, so I'm just like debating.
Yeah.
Do I want to waste the time, or is it one of those things like, oh, if I've already seen something about this, I already know about it?
You kind of know about it. Yeah.
Okay, nothing like behind the scenes that's
No.
good. Nothing.
No.
Because it's like I'm gonna probably watch the Cody Rhodes interview with Stone Cold because that looks interesting.
That one, yeah. If nothing else, because I'm pretty sure they'll go through some AEW stuff.
That would be the hope, right? That
Oh,
they
yeah.
kind of get into it.
Oh, Stone Cold will go there. We know. So, but yeah. So anyway, all right, folks. We're gonna shut it down for this one. Thanks for joining us. Are you here next week?
I believe so.
All right. So we'll be back next week.